Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the saga that is Coolest Stuff. My name is Matthew, I'm a video editor here at How Stuff Works. This is Rachel.
And I'm a video writer here at How Stuff Works, among other things.
And for today's Coolest Stuff, we're taking a trip back to Mexico, to the central Mexican state of Guanajuato. And today we're headed to the capital city, which, much like the state, is called Guanajuato.
And before we begin with the topic, I just wanted to give a surprise shout out to someone.
Okay.
If that's okay. We have our intern Callie sitting in with us. She's observing the recording, so I just want to say, hey, Callie.
Are you learning anything, Callie? Okay, she's learning something.
Sweet. Well, this one's for you, Callie.
Not to double give out this episode or
double shout out
book, yeah. But Lizzie, this is kind of a sad thing, but Lizzie, the person who's been editing all of these podcasts, is leaving us.
That's true. Our excellent video editor, Lizzie.
Yeah.
You will be missed.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's the one who makes me sound kind of not really stupid.
And she puts the pretty pictures together, so.
Exactly.
So second shout out to Lizzie. This one's also for you.
Yes. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to start weeping uncontrollably here.
Let's talk about happy things like colorful cities in Mexico.
Let's do it. Go for it.
All right. So today we're going to take a trip, like Matt said, to Guanajuato City. I think it's really mostly referred to as just Guanajuato, like the state. But for purposes of clarity, we'll just say Guanajuato City. So the city is truly amazing, and it's kind of close to my heart because I during my year abroad in Mexico, it was one of the places that I got to visit, and it really surprised me with it is a beautiful city, but all of the amazing random things that make it such a distinct and unique city. So I adore this city, and I cannot plug it enough. But anyway, it's located in a mountainous area, which will be key to what we'll be talking about later. It's sort of how it's laid out.
Oh yeah.
But it's full of these winding alleyways and steep staircases and stuff.
Oh yeah, and there are a lot of little plazas all over the place, and you've got the colonial architecture is just gorgeous.
It's full of colorful houses, so you walk around and your eyes will just be assaulted by these purples and these blues and these greens. And I mean, I love color, so for me it's just like a feast for the eyes.
It's a chaotic rainbow of color.
It's wonderful.
Another quirky feature about the town are underground tunnels. Now this is something I found really cool about the city. So underneath the city you've got all these tunnels that were originally used to send floodwater away from the city, or at least
to divert the river.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not really used for that much anymore. I guess they still could be if needed. But right now they're used for traffic because on top in the above ground city, there's not a lot of room for cars and other vehicles. So they just divert all the traffic down below. Right.
And in fact, I think there are only a couple of above ground roads that I remember. But it's not obviously it's not really a very good city for cars. Like people do drive there, but there's a lot of traffic and it gets backed up. So, but that also makes it a really good walking city.
Ooh, so let's talk about one of the most famous architectural attractions in the city. It's called Teatro Juarez, or the Juarez Theater, of course. It's an ornate theater created way back in 1903, and every year it hosts the most famous arts festival in all of Latin America called the Festival Internacional Cervantino.
Also known as the International Cervantes Festival.
Exactly.
I like how you did the Spanish there. That was nice.
Yes.
So this festival, which I sadly did not get to check out because I wasn't there at the right time, but the patron of the festival is Don Quixote author Miguel Cervantes.
Yes.
And it's a famous celebration of film, music, theater, all sorts of art forms, and it's world famous. So here's another cool thing about Guanajuato. The name translated roughly means place of the frogs.
Nice.
And I remember noticing this because when I was there, we stayed in a hostel that was called, I think it was called the Hostel of the Frogs. And I was like, what? And then I kept seeing references to frogs everywhere. So I was like, what's the deal with the frogs?
What is the deal with the frogs, Rachel?
It's the name. Well, actually, the story is that apparently the indigenous, I think it's the Puripechas, They, I don't know if I pronounced that right, by the way.
Okay.
But I think the story goes that they thought that the local mountains looked like frogs.
Oh, okay.
So supposedly that's where the name comes from.
Massive overlooking frogs.
Yes. Frog Mountains.
Nice. So another must-see in the city
Is the Cristo Rey del Cubilete, which is a big statue of Jesus. It's 65 feet tall, and I should have looked up the metric, but I didn't.
That's okay.
But it's the tallest statue of Jesus in Mexico, and it's visited by pilgrims every year. And that kind of reminds me of the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio,
Yes,
in
the
Brazil.
large open arm spread.
Although I think it's a bit
Jesus.
shorter.
Yeah.
So for the nerdy viewers we have out there, or the information enthusiasts, I suppose.
Which is hopefully most of them.
There are lots of museums in Guanajuato City, so those are definitely good to check out. One of them is the former home of Diego Rivera, who's a really famous Mexican muralist,
Hugely.
and apparently was born in Guanajuato.
Nice.
So, yeah, I've actually been there, and it's nice. One more thing about Guanajuato before we go. It's also a really great place for learning. It's home to a lot, I think about 5 language schools. So if you're thinking about studying Spanish abroad somewhere and you want a language school, Guanajuato City is a really great place to do it. And it's also a university town. It has it's home to the University of Guanajuato. So that kind of adds to the cultural flavor of the city.
All right, guys. So I guess that's about it for Guanajuato. If you have any questions about the city, or if you've been there, you want to send us pictures, please send that information in. You can send it to travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Or let's see, you can go to our Facebook page and write about it there.
We love interacting with you guys on there. So please like us and then post things.
Or if there's another place in Mexico you want us to go to, just let us know.
We will oblige if we can.
All right, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.